how are we coping with the hurdles that come to us, or the stumbling blocks, or sometimes a flat out no? Hi, everybody. This is Anna Frankel, Akashic record reader and channeler, here with another Monday message. And today I want to talk about life plans and how sometimes they do not go as you plan. So, a lot of times in life, we decide we want something or want to achieve something. And generally, you come up with steps, a process to get to where you're going. And a lot of times in life, there's really not a straightforward path and way to get to that achievement or goal that you've set for yourself. And of course, some things are easier and much more clear cut to get to. Other things in life just are not as straightforward to get to. So perhaps you want to find a partner, start a family, you want to achieve a certain career goal, or you want to just achieve a certain spiritual development level or understanding of yourself and your soul. And we try our very darndest to follow through with this, to really move forward towards what we want. And sometimes it feels that life is just not letting you do that. There's so many sayings about this, when life gives you lemons, make lemonades, things like that. And what it really seems to be when you are a human here is that you are supposed to not just get to that goal that you're achieving, but really somehow learn something through the journey. How do you face this journey part of life? So before you actually get to your goal, get to your achievement, how are we coping with the hurdles that come to us, or the stumbling blocks, or sometimes a flat out no, this is actually not going to happen. So what we thought we wanted, or our goal, really isn't within our life this lifetime. And one of the things that has really come up for me lately is the concept of hope. Because when there is so much darkness or fear or negativity, or just, let's say, losses that you are finding yourself going through, like you really need a W. And how do you get through to the next step after so many losses or so many hurdles where it just feels like you want to give up? And really, where is the place where, like, you're giving up for something better, or you're giving up because you haven't pushed yourself? And I think this is where, when we talk about hope, this is what really gets us through the actual hard parts of the journey, but also to help us understand that distinction of, did I give up and just let my dream fall away and go, or did I give up because this just really isn't meant for me? So let's talk about the first part, which is how hope really helps you get through the hurdles. And hope is a very interesting feeling and belief and concept, because it's all internal. There's all these things that you can hope for, and you have to actually trust that it's within your grasp. So when you do have a block or a stumble, and you need to really pick yourself up and get going again. And I'm not saying it's like the very next moment or even the very next day, week, month, or year, but when you really have to get to the next phase of your life, there is a seed of hope that you must have. Hope that it can get better. Hope that you can achieve this. Hope knowing that there is just something else out there for you that isn't what you had planned or thought you wanted. So, this type of hope is not necessarily something that gets cultivated easily. You really have to develop a sense of your own trust and belief in yourself. And why do I say that? It's because when everything looks the darkest and people have left your side or no one's supporting you, you have to be the one who actually supports yourself. You're the hero in your own story. And hey, do not get me wrong. I seriously would love to have some, like, knight in white shining armor and stuff come rescue me from the 10 million things I get into. But it's always you. You're always the one who is going to be there for yourself. And it's always you who does have the power, does have the strength, the knowledge, the know how, the wisdom to get you through the thing. And that is what the seed of hope starts from, is knowing yourself, is this strength, this inner, really independence on yourself. And not to say that you never get support from other people, but it always has to start knowing that you can handle yourself, you can hold yourself. And if you actually can't handle or hold yourself, you know that you are going to allow people to support you, you're going to allow people to help you. So don't ever get it twisted that it's all about being like a strong independent woman, a strong independent man. Yes and no. It's about knowing that you can handle whatever comes to you. Even if you've never done it before, even if it seems all impossible, you know that there's a part of you who is here with the strength to deal with what comes at you in life. And that's the sprout of hope, because the more hope you have, that drop turns into a glass, into a bucket, into this torrential downpour of just knowing you're going to get through the shit, and that you are going to be able to go over that hurdle and stumbling block and go to the next goal of your finish line, so then you can start again. So, hope is something that you can develop just through trusting and learning more about yourself, and believing and developing your own capabilities and abilities. And to also know within yourself that when you don't have that, you have the skill set to build it, to grow it, because you are an amazing human and you are everything and anything all at once right now. Even if you don't know it or are aware of it just yet, you are a complete human being with all capabilities, and that is something you have to know. And then you can use that to plant your seed of hope and know that you're going to get through the thing. And the next thing I want to talk about is, how does hope help you clear the distinction of, hey, I'm just going to give up on this. This is like so not going to happen. And hope knowing that, like, you know what? This just actually isn't for me anymore. And when you are really truly understanding what you're looking for in life, what your wants and your needs are, there's always going to be a seed of hope, because you always know that's available to you, that the universe is backing you, that the spirit realm and the Akashic realm and yourself and your supporters are there, making sure that you are moving towards whatever you want. And that knowing, that understanding of your wants and desires and needs, and it keeps you going, the hope for it, because you know this was within your grasp. And then there's this other piece that you feel like, I gave up. And then you deny hope. You're like, no, that wasn't for me. Like, I never really wanted that. That wasn't in my cards. And you're trying to convince yourself that that's not what you wanted, or that's not what you needed, or that's not what's good for you. And you're denying yourself the feeling of hope, of hoping that that can still be within your grasp, of hoping that's able to be manifested for you. So the difference is slightly nuanced, but once you're denying hope, you're really, I think that's where I feel like you're giving up. And are you going to regret it 10 years, 50 years down the line, that you didn't try your best or do all that you can do for whatever that goal was, because you just denied it? You squashed your own seed, your own hope. Where there's times something's coming to you, and perhaps it's not coming to you in the way that you had planned. Maybe you decided, to get your goal, you have to do it ABC, and the universe is like, no, 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 it's 1, 2, 3. And so they're actually putting hurdles, it feels like, or these wrong ways, dead ends in front of you to what you feel like your goal is. And you might lose hope or despair, but it doesn't mean that you give up. You might lose some hope, but you never lose it all. And you certainly don't deny your hope. You always may be like, that goal is still available in my life, that goal can still be mine. I just need to figure out another way, or be open to another way, or maybe release and let it happen on its own. Let the universe run its magic. But you still have that hope. That's the discerning nature of giving up on something versus just that, like, this is not for me. And I should have been more clear. This is not the path for me. This is not the way to go. And maybe sometimes the goal we're wanting as a human is not the best for our soul's development or soul collective. So maybe the universe is steering you a little as well on that. But I just wanted to kind of give some of my thoughts here. I've personally been going through some interesting times lately. I think there's a lot of astrology happening this November, and a lot of changes and retrogrades. And it's really made me kind of recenter myself, try to bring up my passion, bring up my fire again. Because when I thought about it, I still always had hope for things, had hope that I could still get it, even though sometimes it seemed really dark or that maybe would never come. But I felt like I had never given up on it. I had never truly just rejected that. That was never within my lifetime's experiences, just because I haven't had it yet or it hasn't come to me. But there was some trying times for sure, and it made me really reflect. And so I wanted to kind of share my experience and my thoughts about it, of how you could really look at certain situations in different ways. And it's okay to be going through some dark days and dark times and have no motivation, no goals in life, or no purpose, and still feel deep down that, like, there's hope for yourself. And I think that's what we should always cultivate, because we need to have hope for ourselves if we're going to have hope for the life that we want, or a better community and a better world. All right. So that's what I got for you today. Again, this is Anna Frankel, Akashic Record reader and Chandler. Please share with me your thoughts about any other content that you would like me to be talking about or making, and I could continue to be putting out videos like this for you. All right. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all next week. Bye.